Hello there and welcome to another episode. These are the Cub Python series, and this is courtesy of Indaba X High Club, Cub University, and yours truly on this. My name is Simon, and we are going to have a great discussion in this video. So in our previous video, that was episode 14, we began our discussion on object-oriented programming or classes and objects in Python. And we looked at what a class is, we looked at what an object is, and as of now, I believe everyone has at least that foundational knowledge of what a class and an object is. So today we are going to dig a little bit deeper into that, and we get to see the concept of inheritance in classes and objects. Just a quick reminder, we said a class is a blueprint for creating objects. It is a blueprint where we define the behaviors and properties that the objects that we shall create will take. So that is what a class is. Then an object is an instance of a class. It is just an instance that is created and has all these properties that are defined under a class. So today we are going to see what the concept of inheritance means, and we try to do some examples, some real-world examples of how this is used when we are creating software systems. So inheritance is a key concept in OOP that allows a class to derive properties and behaviors from another class. It enables code reusability and hierarchy class structure. So inheritance is a concept used in OOP, and it enables you to inherit properties of a class in another class. We're going to see how that is done in the next few seconds. So inheritance allows a new class, which is called a child class or derived class, to acquire properties and methods from an existing class, which is now called a parent class or base class. The child class can extend or override the functionalities of the parent class. It promotes code reusability, as common functionality can be defined in parent class and reused by multiple child classes. If you've done Java, you must have come across inheritance somewhere. The implementation here won't be any different. It is the same. Okay, so that is how you do the implementation of inheritance. You first of all, the first class which you create is the parent class, and the class that is inheriting is what we call the child class. Okay, let's dive into the VS Code and we try to see this. So I hope you remember our premier class that we created last week. Yeah, if you remember the premier class, we're going to begin from there and we try to implement that concept of inheritance here, and we see. So in our last episode, we created this class that we called Premier, and it was storing, it was a blueprint which we used to store information about various teams in the Premier League, where a team has a team name, it has a manager, it has a stadium, it has points and results of a certain match day. So this is the blueprint. Every team that is in the Premier League will have these attributes. And then it has this method, update points. So every team that is in the Premier League, so long as it plays a match, this method, update points, is called to update its points on the table. Although we didn't do the one for updating the position, you can do that as you try to practice some of these things. But you call this method to update its points after playing a certain game. You can see the implementation here. If it is a win, the team, you add on 3 points to what the team had. If it is a draw, you add on 1 point. If it is a loss, you don't add anything. Then if you enter anything different from win, draw, or loss, that's invalid results. And then at the end of the day, you have to return the points. So that is our function that we created under Premier League. So we are seeing here that we created two objects from that class. We created an object team1 that was storing info about Man United, and we created team2 that was storing info about Man City. Okay, then we're able to print some few things about it. I hope you remember this. We won't go back to it. But for now, let me try to delete this. Although we want to delete the class to remain there, and we start creating a few objects from it. So this is that. So we've deleted the objects of that class. So we want to try to implement that concept of inheritance here. Now, traditionally, if I wanted to create another class, this class is Premier League, is storing information about teams in Premier League. But in my mobile game or FIFA, I realize I need to create another league. Maybe I want to create La Liga. Maybe I want to create Scudetto for Italy or France, League One. And those teams literally also store the same information as this. And when they play a match day, also the points are updated in the same manner. So it means when I create that class, it will store almost the same information here. Only a few things would change. So traditionally, I would say class. I'm trying to create another class. Class, maybe La Liga. La Liga, like that. And then, since I've realized that they are storing the same information, I could just copy what is here. I could just copy what is here, right? I could just copy. Hey, what's happening? That all. Okay, I was trying to access this init method. So I could just copy all this, since we have realized these leaks have the same related behaviors. Just copy, come here, and is the indentation right? Okay, then paste there. So just like that, I've created another class called La Liga, having the same functionality and behaviors as the Premier League class. But this could be fine. Let me try to create one object here, you see. So when I create an object, team1, maybe I want to create Barcelona, I would say. Then I say La Liga, then in two brackets, I now give these attributes. Towards the team name, can say Barcelona, and then manager. Who's the manager? Do I know? Who is the manager? Is it Slot? I don't think so. Freaky. Okay. Then what's the stadium? Camp Nou. Then how many points? Would they be 18? Then what's the result? Okay, it's the win. So I've created an object from this class La Liga. I can try to print a few things. Maybe I want to print team1 dot manager. Team1 dot manager. Okay, it is running minutes. Why is it taking forever? It's early morning. Okay, so the parent class is the class whose attributes and methods are inherited. And then the child class is the class that inherits the properties of the parent class. The child class automatically has access to the attributes and methods of the parent class. We haven't done any inheritance yet. We're just doing the, the traditional way. So you've seen there, it is working. So let me go down here. This is a bit not nice, and let me undo, because you can't rely on copy and paste. That is the reason why we have it. Inheritance came around to try and avoid that habit of copy and paste. So the code we have here is a little bit short, but just imagine you've written lines and lines of code, and now you going around and copying and pasting, copy. It is a little bit hectic. So that's why inheritance is there. So what inheritance does is it helps you to just inherit all the properties of the other class without copying and pasting or creating them from scratch. So how do you do inheritance? How do you do inheritance? I hope you're seeing here. This is the child class. We want it to inherit the properties of the parent class. So after writing the class name in brackets, you put the class where you're inheriting from. Just that. So here I'll just say, I want to inherit from Premier. Premier is here. And just like that, now I've inherited all the properties of that class. So here I can put the init def. The moment I put init, you can see I've just pressed enter, and you get everything is just coming automatically. These attributes are all in the Premier League class. At the moment you try to initialize the init method, all this will come automatically. So that is what we call inheriting. They have just come by default from the other class. So we are seeing dev, init, self, team name, manager, stadium, all these are being inherited from the other class. And then on the next line, we are seeing something new. We are seeing super dot init, team name, manager, stadium, points, results. We are going to see the implementation of this in the next few minutes, but for now, let's stick to this. So this class, I'm done with it. I can even start creating objects now. Sorry, I want to create an object, team1. Team1, I want it to be an object of class La Liga. What's the team name? Barcelona. What's the team manager? Hans Flick. Don't mind my spellings. Okay. And then the stadium, Camp Nou. And then the points, 18. And then the result is a win. And there we go. We're done getting that object. I can come on the next line and I print. I want to print what? What do I want to print? I want to print the team name. So I'll just say team1 dot team name. Just like that. When I run, we are getting Barcelona. So even all the methods that are under the Premier League class are also updated, are also inherited, sorry. You can see we have the method update points that is used for updating the points for this team. Let's try to use it here in the La Liga class and you see. So I can say print team1 dot points. Let's first see the points which are there. Points. The current points are 18. So let's try to update them. Oh, there's some noise somewhere. Just a minute. Okay. Becky, I'm going to kill you. Okay. So that is that. We can print the team points. You can see they are 18. So let's try to update the points of Barcelona. We can create a variable here called match day points. Match day. Okay. Match day points. Will it be better? Update. Updated points. I just want it not okay, but it is fine still. So updated points, what will it store? We're going to wait a minute. Okay. So updated points is going, what is it going to store? We want it to go to team1 dot update points. There is a method here, update points. Then it just wants us to give it the current points. So the current points is team1 dot points. And then we give the results. What is the result? The result is team1 dot results. Okay, just a minute. Okay, team1 dot results. So that is what updated points will store. Now on the next line, if I print updated points, print updated points, it should now be able to give us points. Now it is giving us 21 after adding in the 3. So you have seen that this method has allowed us to use the method update points from the parent class. So let's try to change here, and we put here loss, and we see whether there will be an effect. Let's put loss. When we save and run, you're seeing the results. The points are remaining 18. If we put a draw, and say we are having 19. So La Liga is working very well. We can even create object to Madrid or any other team from La Liga. But I hope you're getting the thing. So this super, okay, we're going to look at super in the next few minutes. For now, let me go back to these slides. Okay, so we talked about the parent class and the child class. Let's now look at method overriding. So method overriding is a feature in OOP that allows a subclass to provide specific implementation of a method that is already defined in its superclass. When a subclass defines a method with the same name, parameters, and return type as method in its parent class, the method in the subclass overrides the one in the superclass. This is a powerful way to customize or extend the behavior of inherited methods. So let's see how method overriding works. How method overriding works is using the child class, and we try to modify the methods that are defined in the superclass. Let's see how that works. For now, we can leave this updated points method the way it is, but let us create another method in there. Let me try to create some space here. Let's try to create another method in the parent class. Which method can we create? Maybe let's create a method to return, what can that method return? Maybe it can return continent where the team resides from. Return continent. Return continent. Okay, return country. Let it return country. Let it return country. So this method, remember, you should have self by default. This method, when called, you should return the country where a team is residing from. So let's put what should it return? It should return something like this, f string, and then team. Okay. Self dot team name. Self dot team name is from England. Self.team name is from England. So remember, I'm creating this method in the Premier League class, which is our parent class. And you know that Premier League is an English league. So this method should be able to return this for all the objects that are created from its class. So on the next line, let me try to create the Premier League. But are we still on that? Let me check.